Oh, my computer crashed.
Oh no, I've got a virus.
No way, no internet connection. Do you need help? Call IT Mayday. 647-977-7113. itmayday.com.
Hi, and you're listening to Linda Pinizzotto at the Condo Expert on the Hayes FM. Thank you so much for tuning into the show. We're speaking with Naki Asan, and today's subject had to do with trying to provide different benefits for condo owners. Not just talk about the problems out there, but what else is happening in the world as far as condominiums. Naki is a professional. He's with a company called Travel Professionals International, and they provide excursions of travel. You know, Naki, you mentioned like all the different, like you said, here in North America, we have a vision. Like, you know, we may look at Toronto condominium construction. We may look at Vancouver and think, oh man. But then outside of the North America hemisphere here, and then you talk about the type of construction that's going on in Dubai or, you know, other parts of the world with condominiums. Do you get floored by that when you actually see what's going on out there? Because, I mean, you've really traveled a lot of around the world.
So Dubai is, actually, I was there about 3 or 4 years ago, and there is so much construction and development going on. It's just really mind-boggling. People used to say there's almost 1/3 of the world's cranes population. They are in Dubai because no matter where you turn, you know, they are building new buildings or whatever else. And for Dubai, everything is either the tallest or the most expensive. That's what they do. So we have the world's largest tower there, and we have 7-star hotels there. And now, of course, everybody has heard about the man-made Palm Islands over there, which is basically the playground of the world's richest people. So when people go and see these things, it's really very shocking to see how much money they have and how they have developed these things over there.
Okay, Naki, Naki, I was thinking that, with your exposure of seeing all these different condominiums around the world, I guess if you look and you think about condominiums that could be in Dubai or condominiums that could be in China, there may be a little bit of a style of development that could have been brought over here to Toronto and maybe duplicated. Because there is a lot of investment that's coming in from different parts of the world into Toronto or into Ontario or even into Canada.
Yes, this can be duplicated over here. It is all really depends on the developers that we have over here, and already we're starting to see some unique buildings around the GTA. And so some of the things that people will see over there, they can definitely bring that style over here.
Well, and that actually, it'll be interesting. I mean, we do have some degree of weather conditions, a difference of weather conditions, but I think the whole point of the topic today is that, by taking travel and being able to create a special account with the Condo Owners Association really is going to help an awful lot of condominium owners not only see the sites, but learn all about condominiums that are all across other countries. So, Naki, it's interesting because there's a lot of people that, if they travel to Dubai and they travel to China, or say even any parts of Europe, they can really get a lot of knowledge of the lifestyles of different people, and in particular when it relates to condominiums.
Yes, that is true. I mean, they do get a very good sense of the development and the different living conditions.
Well, and that's why, we look at that and we think that, the best way to try to help condominium owners is not just going to be about legislative changes, but it's also going to be about providing them with some large degree of benefits. And one benefit could be is set up an excursion with your company and have, 50 or 80 or 100 different condo owners that can all meet each other and see the different sites all across the world.
Yeah, I think this is a very good idea. As we talked before, not only they are going to pick up a lot of knowledge about the either the construction or the about the country, or the history or culture, but because of the knowledge that they're going to gain from the developments of these countries and the relationships that they are going to be building, they will be much stronger when they come over here, and they will find that they'll be able to work together much better because they actually have moved further or beyond just their casual work relationship and into a real friendly relationship.
And the other interesting part is that if I asked you what areas of the country, so in other words, I guess maybe Europe or anywhere else around the world, would you find is going to be really interesting when it comes to condominiums?
In terms of condominiums, of course, China is one place where they're going to see a lot of condominiums just because that country has such a large population. There's a lot of condominiums that are built. In terms of condominium, the constructions, and how they are built, developed in different parts of the country, even at very high elevation levels, it's really very interesting to see. Just about any place where they have, some piece of land available, you see condos.
Really? So what would be an average height? Like if I said to you how tall would be an average height?
I would say most of the condominiums were at least 30 to 50 stories, and there are some very, very tall buildings. And you will also see a lot of these condos, I guess they are somehow interconnected. Yeah, it's very interesting the way they have worked it out over there.
Well, it's funny because I know you can go on, today's, the way things are, you can go on YouTube and you can read all sorts of different things. And I know way back in 2011, they had there were 64 million vacant condos that were actually in China. And that was back in April 2nd, 2011. They actually said that there was a lot of ghost cities. So have you seen any of that type of thing?
I really don't know if I noticed any of these ghost cities. I do know that there's a lot of development still going on. So when we were there, condominiums were going up. So if truly there were the 64 million condos that are empty, I can't see why they would be pushing for more. It might be that maybe certain cities or towns, that may be the case that we did not visit, but certainly all the places that we went to, they are, very well inhabited, and I did not see any signs of being a ghost city.
Well, this past March, I read an article in the paper, and it shocked me because it said that there was a Chinese mother who buys a $6.5 million condo for her 2-year-old daughter. Talk about preparing for the future. So apparently the condo was in the Park Hyatt, which is 157 Tower. And it's actually it's still under construction, and it's on, I think it's on 57th Street right in New York, which is one of the tallest skyscrapers. But, you talk about preparing. It was actually in the Exchange. That was where the article was written by Carolyn Kim of the Exchange. So that really shocked me. You talk about preparing for the future, though. That was interesting.
Yes, I guess it is really taking care of your children or whatever. But, some of these people, they have so much money over there that they're always looking for investment opportunities in different places. So that's another thing that we can talk about, right? The communism or whatever else you would have thought that, people are just working for the government, they don't have. But, capitalism is really very well alive in today's China. And it's, again, not what we thought. A lot of people have these preconceived ideas what China is. but it's really, really very different.
I think you're 100% correct. No question about that. You know, I did actually one series about just telling, suggesting rather to, North American families that, maybe they don't have the money to go out and buy their children a condominium, but they should certainly try to provide information to their children about condominiums. And the interesting part is if they can save on their travel, all the money that you can save them on the travel because we prepare all these group rates and so on, they could actually then put aside, kill two birds with one stone, be able to save money to help their children and still go around the world and travel.
It's a very good idea. That is true. I mean, not only do they benefit to see the world, but with the savings, yes, they can help their families.
Well, that's a key thing. Like, I think it's about, it's funny because a lot of times when people move into condominiums, they look at it and they think, okay, you know what, I'm moving in here because I want a stress-free environment. I don't want to bother with anything. And they're really focused into not really saying themselves, but maybe their own personal lifestyle and, and that's where the direction is. But it really doesn't have to be that way because if they create a community spirit and, they work with the Condo Owners Association and we can then turn around and start opening up all these benefits for them, like really, the sky's the limit. It really seriously is. Yeah. And not speaking about condominiums, the sky's the limit, but it is true. Yeah.
No pun intended there, right?
You got it, exactly, because there's our Canadian language again. Don't you love it? We're actually, talking about some interesting techniques here. So I'm speaking with Naki Asan. And, it's interesting because his company is just a wealth of information when it comes to different world travel. And, just aside from that, it's an opportunity where condo owners can work with the Condo Owners Association, and we can start preparing discounted cruises and different types of excursions where you can see all different types of different countries all over the world. The company is called Travel Professionals International, and we're going to chat more about it. So you're listening to Linda Pinizzotto at the Hayes, and the show is The Condo Expert. So we'll be right back.